since then, I would say here. But we'll talk about where we are starting. We are looking, so as I said, all eyes on them. It is going to be Cordiality versus the Innovators, the set we got to see some of the replays from a little bit earlier. Check out the layout if we have that to see what maps we're going to be headed to next. Obviously, we've already seen demo on Lockdown. I will say, I do have it actually next to me. Windward Koth is going to be up next. So it's a kind of a chaotic map, fairly split apart. There is one particular hill that I think ends up being a real power hill. If you can get that C hill, that third one in that rotation, you can really shake things up and make things so difficult for the opponent to really retake from. It's a lot of early sacrifices to make sure you have that power position.
Yeah, definitely. The starts are going to be huge. Get the picks. Make sure to get that good pacing, like right out the gate. Play your numbers. And hopefully, you want to get a really good momentum started in a day like this. Like that's just basically what it is across the board in any bracket play. But today is very important. Get that early momentum and just start snowballing. Just, run the show.
Yeah, if you can get a clean win this early in the bracket, that's definitely going to propel you, I think, a little bit forward. But in this matchup in particular, I mean, I feel like Innovators were so close on map 1. We saw that scoreline being razor thin near the end of the demo on Lockdown. If they don't take this one away, I'm worried about the mental game. If they know they're so close but just getting kind of knocked out as they get a little bit further, I think this is almost, I want to say it's a must win for them if they want to show that they can take them down on respawn, because they got them so close on the demo, on the bomb plant mode. They have to prove that they can take them down when things are a little bit more chaotic.
Do you remember some of the key plays in that one that really put them over the edge in that demo?
Well, either way, it was competitive. We're going to see some more plays, though, right away, because we're ready to head right in. We don't even have time to talk about that. Windward, King of the Hill, will be where we are starting today, but they've already started a little bit before. Already a 1-0 lead to Cordiality. The Innovators hoping and praying to stop the momentum when things were so close in the previous map. But it's our first look at Respawn here in the main event. And this is one of my favorite maps for King of the Hill because of, I think, that strategy that you see on those early sacrifices that you really don't see in other places. The rogue selection here. Phantom, actually, someone I haven't seen quite as much here. Runway on the other side, but I think, with the weapon mastery changes, definitely expect to see here a bit more. Great passive. She has her ability to follow up a little bit slower than some other rogues. They don't have to necessarily be quite as aggressive to really chase some of that down here, but not surprised on some of the other pickups here. Kestrel, Lancer, obviously, and Runway. Someone who's getting banned quite a bit, but my assumption is this was more of like an Anvil Vi, kind of standard, what you'd more expect to see on King of the Hill-oriented bans, as the teams are jumping out of the plane, heading down all on their hoverboards. Everyone's made it that far, except Key. Seems a little bit behind the times. At the moment, that's Key Wonder, I believe. So they roll out to go to this, head off to the first conflict on the first hill.
All right, who should we probably follow here in the beginning? Probably going to... Rix will be fine. Rick's seen some great highlights from him already today. So I'm sure he's going to bring that one in to this game. He's going to try to push up a little bit weak, but should be able to work well with his team here. Immediately gets melted. That's going to be 2 down. Oh, man. Nash with a good nade. That's going to even it up a little bit. And here we go with the control coming in.
They already... It's Cordiality with the hill now. It was fairly even at the beginning, though, as we saw kind of with the way that they were trying to shift in. They are holding it, and this is probably what we're going to see immediately. I don't expect Innovators to really contest this again. We're in scrap time at this point. 12 seconds remaining. They're already pivoting over here, but you can see Rixie kind of in the way. Might be getting hit by that inside. Is he far enough back? No. Caught in the corner now, getting pushed from above. K30 mowed him down from up top. We're going to see a lot of that in the kill feed, I'm going to assume, with that Mastery switch up. One of the stronger ARs, and it's already kind of opened the door here. Class now sitting in the hill, but can't really stay inside because of that utility, and he's already getting pressured by 3.
Excellent play around the box there. Going to get the perfect bait in. Silhouette with the down. Just going to wait it out. Knows that there's players around. Just going to play this one slow. Rick's playing some good. Just making sure to keep aggression there. But there's going to be two. Backs out. He's going to try to stay alive, but then doubles back. Gets taken down. Who's dat? Playing aggressive. Going to be on board here with Friends. Friends? Does anybody have friends? Friends?
He's hoping. He's hoping to find some. We'll see if
going
he
to get yeah, he's going to get a nice little flank there, and he'll be on that adventure. He'll come around in a second.
He's hoping to find friends, but if this flank doesn't work out, some of his teammates might be looking for new ones. We'll see how much it pays off for them. Who's that? Oh, actually finds Class not ready for him whatsoever. No chance. Didn't have... Headset must have been off for that one, but Francis flank actually working out there, getting Who's that from behind. This lets them kind of shift into that third hill, the one that I said is very powerful, so important for them to hold. As they have this great position and now stuck in potentially a respawn loop. The Innovators do something innovative, I think, if they want to break through. The throw into Semtex here, taking a lot of damage, caught with Util out as silhouette, and they just keep this stable hold for now.
That's a big tell what Clash just did. Pretty much a tunnel vision play, trying to hide on those stairs, not really using his camera to his advantage whatsoever, and just giving a free kill to Who's Dat.
Yeah, just it's an audio thing at that point, right? I think he was purposely 3Ping up front, thought they were going to be coming around from cannon side from the initial A hill, but just not going to be the case. Class now mowing down two, getting finally knocked on point, just delaying some of the time that Cordiality have been slowly gaining here, but seems like Demo, I was hoping for their sake that they were able to win that demo, you know, off of gunplay and strategy, maybe just barely being beaten out, but it seems like Cordiality are thriving where things are as least cordial as possible, as running around the map, winning some of these gunfights, holding that C hill, and now they have to get a flawless hill basically on this hold on this D hill if they want to be able to win this first round.
How many times has Cordiality been on the show and you've used that one?
I have not been able to cast them yet, so one. And you know what? Now I'm not going to do it again. Now I can't do it again. Now that I've been called out live, there's no chance for me to do it again. But it seems like a chance might be opening for Innovators. Oh, okay, I'll get one, but I'm not going to do it quite yet. I need to hold off on it, I think, for a little bit.
It. If they make it to the finals,
hold off Cordiality. I'll have to. That's when I'll spend it here and spending that Semtex early, using a lot of damage on that, trying to stop them from pushing. Is Rixie on the runway, just slowing them down honestly for a bit, but it's a trade here as they have this hold, but it is desperate. They just cannot fall down, and that second down is already hurting a ton.
Here we go. Only a few more points. Big wins here. Good damage put down. VPB all day. Look at that. They go down though. Rix getting some great shots in. And that one is going to be just done and dusted. That was just domination.
They have a moment still. That overtime is still ticking, but I said it's literally hanging by a thread. If they lose control of this hill once, it's over, but they're making it work. That's a couple kills right in the way. That's 3 downs. I don't think I even can, but they might force me to here. I don't know if I have a choice of imagining this, but literally they cannot lose. As soon as someone gets off the point, there's no chance for them. They keep that demo lockdown so close, though. I don't want to say this is out of reach because it seems that they keep reaching out, finding these aggressive pushes, and it is paying off. In Class, not even getting pushed away from that forward card. Silhouette winning the next gunfight as well. We're getting this thing fairly close now, Alex.
Just got some intel that Friends is actually Joker. So one of the big-time all-stars I usually love keeping the camera on. Joker just unreal. Putting up some big work right now. We've got Nash with the downs. That's a double. That's going to be a triple by Nash to end this one out.
And held so close near the end there. That, I think, is my first look at the real power of Runway with those gadget refills, because there was Incens and Semtexes, and it was just burning on the point, and they could not withstand it. Normally, we talk about, if you hold the point when they respawn, then they can throw nades in again, make it really hard for you to hold. Now they don't even need to do that. Now they get even more. They can just cover the entire point with that pressure and make it significantly harder to last through. I think it's probably why Nash is where he is on the board with that extra bit of fire, and the Halo drones obviously coming in from Joker as well. the artist now known as Friends, formerly known as Joker. But that is got to be a bit of a boost to Innovators. They held that for a hell of a long time, and that got to be feeling a little bit better heading into the second round.
Oh, beautiful shot from Rix. Lands the second one, not going to be able to get the follow-up, but that's okay. Lands the third one. Oh, if he would have hit that no-scope, that would have been beautiful. Cannot stay alive. That's going to be Joker taking him out. Joker being able to stay this top spot, holding it down, watching these key lanes here. And that was just beautiful work right out of the gate. Good shots coming in, good headshots. Going to use that. That is going to take down one, but that was a trade.
2 for 2 now. But Cordiality are still holding on to that first hill. Again, this is just scrap time at this point. We're going to see the rotation now hopefully coming in from Innovators. But Cordiality already has B. They can pretty much rest on this, and they need to... Those people that are capping A hill right now, you can see Nash still over there. I was going to say he's going to swing back over and clear them out, but it looks like Rixie doesn't even need help. That's 2 down on the hill defense. That high ground control that was coming out from Joker as well, probably very crucial for that. And we're looking at a 55-0 so far. Are they just going to set up on C? Or are they going to try to break this? It looks like they might not have a choice. They're running right into the LR-15 in the hands of Rixie, taking a lot of damage and still sitting with a goose egg up top.
They shouldn't have even taken that death. They should have just kept it. Just let it go. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of time that you're going to be missing out on, but at the same time, you can easily make that up, which they've proven last round. They have what it takes, but right now it is just going to be really tough to make anything happen towards this hill. You got to just get set up for the next one and hope to get a big one.
It seems like their pushes onto hill, honestly, are a little bit out of sync from what I've seen. You can tell they were kind of running it alone. They losing a lot of players, still 99-0 now. How are they looking on this C hill? You already see Silhouette kind of below it. Key holding close, but that's a 2v1. You're not going to win that. It's gonna kind of rely on this 2-2 now, but look, they're both on the low ground. They just walk in and take a relatively uncontested hill. Silhouette does get 1 down, but it's just a trade, and it's on the respawns, I think, now that are going to be coming out from Innovators to see if they can actually flip this, but the bounce nade goes a little bit further than they would have liked. Joker holding on as strongly as he can. VPB does knock down who was holding one of the flanks. That should make it a little bit tougher, but Joker not taking a ton of damage. Even in this 1v3, he will get 1 down, will be kiting around, keep trying to melee him, and still falls. This was their one chance. I think they had to really get something on the board, but it's just falling apart for them.
Joker, you absolute freak. He always pulls out some crazy thing like this. Love watching this guy play. Look at that. Oh, the reversal Uno card, man. Just beautiful work by Joker. And, you know, that whole confusion is really what bit him as far as going in and giving up too many deaths before getting set up for this hill. I mean, they were so back and forth. It was like nobody was making the play call. Everybody was hesitating. And then they were just feeding the kills constantly. And that really is what ended up just leading to their demise. I mean, they could have easily just held on to a position, made sure not to die and give up numbers. But then as soon as they started giving up numbers, that's when the opening occurred. And it was all over from there.
And, like, what can you say about that last round, too? It was a 150 to absolutely nothing coming back from Innovators. And I think that first round, I think this map is a must-win for them in terms of their mental. That first round might have been that must-win, honestly, after getting so close near the end, but just getting overwhelmed by utility. I'm a little worried about maybe how they felt about letting Runway through near the end. The fact that they were getting kind of just overpowered as the rounds went a little bit further on. I think they might have been kind of second-guessing it as they got in, but we can check some of the replays from this one. There were some hero plays from both sides, I think, but it was all Cordiality near the end.
This one, I mean, come on, man. You got to 3P that. You got to 3P. Like, come on.
It was 3P, and it was just a different angle. You
could have watched both angles easily.
I think it's too sharp at that point. He was trying to, but just couldn't make it happen. Still,
you know what?
I think I gotta
appreciate you right now. I appreciate you giving him the benefit of the doubt.
That's what I'm here for. And Rixie's here apparently just hit everything from some of these pushes. So close on the takedown with the KA-32 and his infinite ammo that he has to just basically free spam, not worry about putting down, basically covering fire, but trade it out near the end. I think that's the part of Runway's kit that's honestly a little less important than the utility refill. Something that is going to be consistently important, I think, throughout the rest of this main event. And he probably had a bullet left. I was hoping he would have spent it there to take him down, but he just wanted to give Joker the montage moment.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think so, though. Once again, you've given him the benefit of the doubt. I think he just got absolutely stomped. It was very unfortunate. This was Joker's house. He just made it his home. He put in some extra damage. It took out 3 people, essentially. Just a big game out of him. Cordiality, not looking – I mean, just looking great. Innovators are really going to have to step it up with this if they have any chance in hell at a reverse sweep.
Yeah, Skyfell will be the place where they have to do it here. Strikeout, again, it's a game mode that maybe these teams have been scrimming, but none of these teams have necessarily been really going in on as much because it's not present in any of the previous weeks. Cordiality, honestly, probably the team that would be the most likely to have put in the time scrimming it more than some of the other modes. I mean, they knew they were in since, September 4th? It's been a little while that they've been kind of in the know that they would be here as the number 1 seed playing against the number 16 seed in the first matchup. So this will be a tough ask, I think, for Innovators to come back, especially after that final round. But we know they have it in them from what we saw in round number 1. I think Innovators can do it. And game number 1, yeah, exactly. They got it so close both times. It's just coming into this map right off of that tough loss. I mean, what's the procedure for the mental reset?
Oh man, see, not knowing the guys, it really just depends. Like, are these guys old heads? Are these guys young guns? Sometimes it really takes that one guy to step up and be like, "This is what we're doing wrong right now. We just need to focus on this one game. Those are in the past. Forget about it." And that kind of quarterback mentality is really what needs to be brought to any type of situation like this in these tournaments. And hopefully that's what these guys can do and get back into it. Because like we just said, game 1, very close. Round 1 in game 2, very close. And it was shocking what that comeback was. That was almost a dub there for them. And Innovators could have turned it around big time. So I still think there's that opportunity. Anything can happen.
Yeah, it was literally, again, so close, but they just ended up standing in a fire. And that wasn't, I don't think they even had a choice. I think they were pretty much locked into that. But Skyfell, Strikeout, I want to see these teams kind of be out of the King of the Hill mentality. I feel like I've seen too many teams in previous main events. I was going to say previous weeks, but it's only in the main event. In previous main events, kind of giving away their tickets when they go down. I know that we're used to just throwing it away once we go down in a respawn, but every ticket is important. Every ticket is crucial to winning. I've seen games be decided by one ticket that maybe you just bled out because you were tilted that you died a certain way. Like, I didn't turn around fast enough. 24 hours, so I'm just going to respawn. And then, we lose by 1 ticket. All right, that's on you if your teammate was right there. Oh, yeah. Sometimes you can go for that res. It's kind of what gave Justice the edge on the initial gameplay because they played so oriented on respawns and that. When Strikeout was first introduced, they struggled, and then once they put their flavor on it and they played to protect their tickets, they ended up in a very solid position.
Yeah, and you got to think about the meta and where it's at and where we're at as far as the esports of Roco. We are just in the beginning stages of it, and we're seeing more and more talent start to flood in. And so that really is what's going to create the different play styles. And once you get game types that are going in and then coming out, and then, that just shows that there's a lot more growth that can be had in Roco with the strategies and the tactics that are available for, there's a bunch of tool sets and there's a lot of options.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of tool sets, a lot of options, and we'll see how any of them are utilized here as we head into map number 3. What could be Innovators' last map of the upper bracket? If Cordiality can close this one out, I'm sure they're going to be wanting to do that. Considering the seeding difference, probably a little bit of a confidence boost for them, but Innovators have kept it close. I will not put this anywhere out of the realm of possibility as we head right in to this map. Strikeout, once again, back in the rotation. It's the main event. It's best of 5. We have to see these teams with a full mastery of what competitive Rogue Company has to offer. See if Cordiality has it or if Innovators have been putting in the work.
What a beautiful map. I think this might be one of my favorites. Skyfell has always looked so darn good. It's just clean, man. Real clean.
Yep. And Runway and Scorch just got a confirmation. Those are the bans here for this map. So Cordiality were the ones who got rid of the Runway even after their little bit of success with it last time. But Innovators getting rid of the Scorch. It's fair. I think she's a great duelist effectively when you run in. That overheat obviously giving her a big advantage in that. And just getting rid of some more incens. I know that they don't have the resets with that without having Runway in the game. But still one less you have to deal with, especially with a Dallas on both teams that you know is going to be bringing that to the table. Teams are headed in here. It's going to be the B-site building to start things off. This is, I think, where a lot of the fights happen on this map anyway. In demo, we'll see if the Seeker will get the damage with it again. Since that change, a couple more downs with the Seeker bow. Nothing this time. Nash is going to be the one to kick things off.
Oh, excellent placement with that grenade.
Oh, no.
Going to get the follow through. Perfect placement. And now just going to back up. Try to play his life here as long as possible. He knows he doesn't have any help. Now he's going to go in for this little quick flank. Gets the double team. Woo. Excellent job by them. Joker taking down Silhouette with some good movement there. Now going to just wait it out. Trying to double team anybody else coming on in. Waiting this one. It's going to be the absolute best play to make. They have the power position.
They're still holding out here. I think I saw a little bit of damage. The bow there, Sticky Sensor is behind. He clears it out, so a little bit less information that they have to go in with. But Rixie knocking him down. That Devotion, and they're just pushing out here. So much aggression from them, even if they're getting flanked by VPP. He just loses the gunfight to Nash. That cannot feel good as Nash is pushing and hunting for more. Silhouette was there on the side, not willing to go all the way in just yet, and they are protecting their tickets, just like I said you have to do. Cordiality, thanks for listening. Thanks for knowing exactly what I was hoping to see from some of these teams. Nash, think seeing blood there maybe didn't need to go quite as far as he wanted to initially. Joker now caught out, but just isolating VPB. That is a trade, but they have such a big advantage. Trades are fine.
Joker was 1 HP away from dying, was able to grab a kill in that amount of time. That's the things that cannot happen. Excellent movement out of him and execution. We've got Joker once again. Almost would have landed a great grenade there. Not gonna. Oh, he does. He lands it. Who's that? Gets a pick as well. Key comes in. Silhouette. That's going to be 3 down for now. But excellent job around there. Just being able to look around, check his flanks, and be able to pick up those really, really big kills. 7-2.
Yeah, and they're just trying. Innovators are trying to find a way to get back in, but it seems like they are just struggling, I think, to really make it. This might help them, though, forcing back Key with that Incen. Rixie now pushing up top. Actually, wait, this is the flanker that they're catching. Interesting, they did manage to flip this back one more time. No tickets are mating, so again, they have to protect every respawn that they have from Innovators, but they have the point that's going to be a consistent drain, but you can see how close by all these members from Cordiality are. They could burst out at a moment's notice. I think it's about the focus fire, honestly, that's going to come through from Innovators, and how, if they can pick the right targets that are getting close, they're the biggest threats.
Here we go. Looking for the peak shot. Silhouette just going to play this one out. Gets triple teamed and taken down instantly. Good job by Who's Dat getting the angle. Here we go. 28 health. Going to just play this one slow. Waiting to see if anybody's got an angle. Not going to be able to. And this one looks like it is going to be easy pickings here. 4 tickets to 0. There we go. 1 player left. Gets some good headshot dinks in there. Who's Dat? Going to get class. And there we have it. First round.
The burst through near the end, kind of spreading everyone out. Once they got isolated, once they got forced away, that kind of death ball that Cordiality had formed close by made things a little bit difficult for them. You could see them kind of hunting them down again because they had such a strong ticket advantage. They can make use of it. Every trade was going to be in their favor. No reason really to not end up hunting that one down. Who's Dat with a solid performance map? Round number 1, 10 elims, 6 downs. Key actually kind of equaling him there. Kestrel passive, not even keeping him up though, with I think the assists and other assorted bonuses that Who's Dat were able to get, keeping it close cash-wise. But we've changed sites here. We'll see how different things are going to be. It's on the outside. This one I've seen flip quite a bit. It's just a tougher one to hold. Joker will be able to get it on their side for now as they deal with this flanker early. His first firefight might be with Rixie there. Got a little bit of team damage. That even might make it a little bit tougher for them. But the gunfight's outside. Still going the way Cordiality as well.
Class and Key. First picks. That's going to allow a good bit of aggression here in mid. Going to be able to push him back. Got Cordiality just looking too darn good right now. But a pick on Rix. That's going to be huge. Now we've got the movement coming in through the middle. Going to try to take over this lane. Got some good shots coming in, but he's going to be able to survive. Joker with a pick. Who's dat gets downed himself, or I'm sorry, eliminated himself. Rix gets a kill on a VPB as well. Oh my God! What? Wait, that wasn't a shot, was it?
I think that was him hitting the sensor.
Yeah.
But it was a quick reaction. Regardless, it's still intel denied, right? It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing necessarily there. What timing from Who's Dat? Just playing off that audio, and this is looking very difficult right now for Innovators. Walking into some very strong defensive angles that the members of Cordiality are playing. Another one for Rixie, and now look at Joker kind of lurking up forward. Thinks they're spawning maybe on this side, but just now realizing that it's flipped. Rixie, I guess, is just going to hold them off all in the front himself.
Yeah, he's 3Ping, just making sure to get that communication off. Great shots.
Oh,
gonna get the kill on a silhouette. Rix just having a great day. Great day. Oh my God. Rix is just starting to heat up, and he is not looking to slow down anytime soon. Getting that excellent angle on the silhouette. Lands 2, lands 3.
What a shot.
Rix is on fire.
He might be literally about to be on fire, depending on how close that Semtex is to him. Nope, just far enough away for him to stay standing for now. 13-0 on the tickets, and it seems like a theme almost here in the respawns. Round number 1, a little bit close. Round number 2, a little bit more distant. But, again, not impossible to have a comeback here. Nanosmoke is going to give him a small advantage on this fight, but Silhouette not able to find the spray right through it. Cordiality are getting the respawns, and only 36 seconds left for the members of Innovators to come in and flip this hill before it just ends the game on them. And they're finding some picks on the outside, but they have to be so protective of their lives.
Here goes the little stalemate. We've got just slow play happening now. Not much of a chance here, but hey, there's been crazier things that have happened.
You are not wrong on that. We've seen something almost happen on the previous map at the very least. They're gonna, as long as they don't take any fights, they can just slowly drain. We'll see how long it will eventually end up going here. 8 tickets now left for Cordiality. So what's in a solid position, but I feel like this has to feel risky. See where his team is around him. They're not really covering that left side. It's kind of an opening that he's almost giving up to them. With that, but now pushed right into the open. You can actually see the angles they had. Now they're swinging out from the back. That's 2 members of Innovators down, and these last 2 just live against an onslaught.
Yeah, Nash goes in, Who's Dat comes in, and there we go. We are 1 round away from ending this matchup, and I don't know, man. It's going to take a miracle. Looking at those statistics, the assists just aren't there. The downs not there. I mean, their gameplay does look like they are able to hang for certain situations, like they're able to push back certain lanes, they're able to win certain gunfights, and we see multiple times where Innovators are able to have numbers and take positions, but then they just let it fall. It's very confusing to me because their skill is there, but Cordiality, their teamwork is just, they're a unit almost every single time. As soon as they take over the map, they don't let it go.
I feel like a big part of that has to come down to the fact that they are playing this with such big advantages, right? We haven't seen Innovators operating from such a strong position of power. So Cordiality can basically sit there and say, I'm going to set up this push like this. You'll go here, I'll go here, we'll have these 3 angles covered. And that kind of lets them it lets them look so clean. But speaking of position of power, how I haven't seen Innovators in it before, first time for everything, they've walked in right onto the hill, onto the 3rd site here for Strikeout. They've flipped it, they have the ticket advantage, and now they can set up the way that they want. Who's That has no idea the Key is close by, but these Halos, they don't connect the way that they wanted to. Joker finds one as well. Key forced into a very open sightline. It's just going to give up his life because he knows there's really no chance to flip it. And suddenly, I was going to say, now they have time to set up, but they don't even get the chance. Cordiality knows the pace they have to play at, and they immediately flip it back.
Yeah, that one play was able to do a lot. It bought time. He was able to say exactly the numbers that were coming up the stairs. He was able to get some damage down. There was a lot of progress that happened even by him just dying right there. So that was able to help his team big time. And now Joker just trying to get some good angles in. Watching the flank. Easily going to get some damage down. Not going to be able to land the dart, but is able to just challenge this one. Getting some good progression off on that Class. Oh no, VPB and Class almost goes down. Key is able to get 2.
Wow.
But this is a much closer one than the past 2, so there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance for Innovators here. They are keeping it closer than some of the others. Caught in the fire, though, is Key. Gonna have to throw it away near the end, and nothing from the Halos. That's a 1 for none trade. Just so difficult for them to have at this point. And Ricks, they got to get that res on VPB. But VPB doesn't do it. He just throws it away. He just goes for the res. Even now, Cordiality get the flip. So the one advantage that they had on the side of Innovators is just gone. They still have a ticket. Again, it's a better situation than we've seen in some of their kind of stabilized moments, but still difficult. Now, there it goes. VPB is downed. Gives the ticket away. One more for Innovators, trying to keep it as close as possible, but Silhouette just dies on the run in.
Perfect team fire happening right now. Getting that crossfire off. Just not allowing any opportunities for Innovators. There's just been too many mistakes on their side of the game. Excellent job by Riggs there. Getting the crouch strafe, and there you have it. Cordiality looking too hot this early in this tournament. This is great.
Yeah, gotta be, again, that's how you'd hope that the early games had gone. I'd say, honestly, that demo might have been more of a concern for them, considering Innovators, but clearly they're no slouches. I want to see how they do kind of in the lower bracket now that they've officially been sent there. I think they have a shot at kind of making it quite a ways after how we saw them perform there. Some of their setups were fairly solid. I think just the Cordiality synergy and that synced push is always going 2 for 1, going for those trades constantly. They were always ready to equalize if one of them made a misstep.
There were so many double teams in that entire series. We watched the highlights from game 1. It was just nonstop team shot and team fire from Cordiality. Yes, it was pretty great to see the clips of Rick getting those amazing picks off with the snipe. That's going to be huge as well and be a lot bigger towards the later rounds. But ultimately, it was the consistency of that team fire and being able to get those double teams and triple teams nonstop. I mean, it was just overwhelming for Innovators. Yeah,
for sure. I think overwhelmed near the end by Cordiality, but we can see kind of a look at the whole series overall. Watch this bounce. There we go. I just want to see more of that. Hey, you know what? Thank you. Ask and you shall receive. We're going to see more of it right now, and it's still both times. That can't feel good on that last run around here as they walk right over the C4 from Joker to the end of that. This series, again, was very close, razor thin near the end. I think they did a fantastic job of keeping it close from Innovators, especially coming in at the seeding that they were at. And they shouldn't feel, I think, too discouraged from this, especially because they're going to be in the lower bracket today. So if they're too discouraged, they're going to have a much tougher time down there. This was still a game that was so close by. Small mistakes like this are things that you can kind of fix and figure out over time. If they could just find out kind of how to play more consistently and respawn, we could see a real threat in our hands.
Honestly, adapting is a huge part. Competing in a double elimination bracket, adapting when you go down and learn from that first loss, that could mean everything, because sometimes your chemistry, the way that you guys are playing, the strategies you're using, you just got to switch it up. And when you're able to make those changes in the middle of a tournament, you could go on a long run. I've personally done it. I've seen it done plenty of times. And it's just one of those necessary things that really separates the champions from just the pros. Yeah,
100%. We'll see kind of that fortitude, I think, from both teams, depending on how they go in the bracket, how the rest of this goes for Cordiality. I think Cordiality's next matchup is actually already decided. I'm going to hop back over to the bracket
on mine
just to double check.
What do we got?
I believe it was a forfeit earlier. They're going to be against Empire of the Sun from their side. And from what I'm seeing across the bracket on my end, not too many surprises. Well, think we'll have a chance to take a look at that later. But Cordiality, again, where we want to keep our focus here. I think they are a favorite to make it very far, if not go all the way, and win in those finals against Justice. They were able to do it before, but I was saying that how their strikeout looks, I think, is going to be a really big part of that, right? If they can stay strong in these respawns, and clearly after a 150-0 in the King of the Hill earlier against a team that was looking decent, and a very strong performance in strikeout, I think they are looking poised to make a deep run.
Yeah, that round, I mean, I was talking too much about Innovators, really, about their misplays, but you also got to give the credit where it's due. Cordiality were just they had such a grip in that 150-0 round, and it was really, really exciting to watch, to see that level of play. They had each lane just held down. They were able to make sure that nobody was going to peak without having some type of damage put on them, and the players on Innovators did not really get the hint. They were just running headfirst into shots and getting taken down immediately. So that Cordiality round was just beautiful on Windward.
I know that's, if there's anything that Innovators can take away from this into the lower bracket, it's pair up on some of these fights. You were getting kind of paired up on quite a bit, a lot of trades going back, and when they did pair up, sometimes they were still losing to the pair on the other side, but at the very least, you have a much higher chance of a trade if you're moving in together. We'll see if they do that in the lower bracket.
Just way too easy. You do not want to give up easy deaths at this level, and that's going to be a big one for Innovators. Hopefully, they can smooth it out.